Hello. In this video we are going to make a frequency table with quantitative data. In column A we have our quantitative data. It's audit times. It doesn't matter what it is. Let's see now. We can scroll down. It's not very large, but I'm going to split the screen in any case. Okay, we'll take the split bar here, pull it down, come down here, so we can see the entire data set from A2 down to A21. All right, now in column C, D, and E, we have already typed in what we need to make the frequency table with. In column C, audit times, we've decided that we're going to divide this up into audit times from 10 to 14, audit times of 15 to 19, audit times, etc., to 30 to 34. Okay, well, how did we decide this? Actually, if this were a large data set, what we would do is, let me come over. I'm going to find an empty space in this over here. Let's go to H. Okay, so we might want to know what is the minimum. The minimum. Okay, hit the tab key here, and I can come here up to the home, over to our auto sum area here, and what we've got here is, okay, we'll put the minimum first. What's the minimum? Okay, so I click here and I get the minimum function. Well, it's not the minimum what we want. Instead of D2 to H2, we want the minimum from A2, and now I do not drag. I come down here, hold the shift key down, shift click, and the minimum from A2 to A21 is 12. That's the smallest one. Okay, so let's take the maximum. I don't have to type this in. I'm just doing this for you. Okay, so let's see. Home menu, come over here, and we get the maximum function. Okay, that's not what we want. We want A2. I come down here, shift click on A21, shift click, okay. Maximum is 33. Okay, from that we can come over to column C and decide what our classes should be. Class of 10 to 14, class of 15 to 19, etc., up to a class of 30 to 34. That will give us 5 different classes and include all of our data. Okay, well, now that actually in column C, that's for us human beings. Excel is not going to use this, but for us human beings, that shows us what the classes are. What Excel will use is in column D. We'll see this in a moment. In column D, we specify what's the maximum for each class. The first class 10 to 14, maximum 14. Next class 15 to 19, maximum 19, etc. And in column E, this is where we're going to put our frequency function. This is where we'll put our frequencies in. So let me click over here in E2. That's going to be the first cell. And actually, for this frequency function, let's do it all at once here. I'm going to select the whole range. It's kind of a special function. Even you folks out there who are used to Excel functions, you might not have seen this one yet. This is a special kind of function called an array function. We're not going to enter it just into one cell. We're going to enter it for a whole range, from E2 down to E6, the entire range. Okay, so I select the whole range, and, up here, hang on, let me move this formula bar back up here. We don't need two rows for it. By the way, notice the formula bar, if you've got really long formulas in here, you can make this big so you can see huge, giant formulas. Sometimes you do have huge, giant formulas. But this is not going to be that big, so I'm just going to click in here. And there are different ways to enter the function. For COUNTIF, I think we just typed it in. So for this one, we'll take a little bit of extra time here, and I'm going to click on the function entry button here, this little FX. I click on here, we get the function entry dialog. And right now, I used the frequency function recently, so it's in my list of frequently used functions. Normally, on your machine, it probably won't be there. So let's go down and see how we'd find it. Well, first off, I could get the list of all functions in Excel. That's a huge, long list. Frequency will be there. It's alphabetical. You could find it. But let's go to statistics functions. We click on statistics functions, and those will give us a shorter list, just the stats functions here. So let's come down here, and there it is, frequency. Okay, I select it. I can double-click if I want. If I want to see the help, I can come over here and click on help, but I don't want to do that, so I click OK. And we get the frequency entry, function entry here. First off, what's the data array here? What's the range? For this, it's going to be from A2. I click once on A2. I don't drag here. I come down and I shift click on A21, and there we get all of it. We don't need to have absolute referencing here. We can leave it in relative referencing. That's okay. Next, Excel needs to know what are the classes. And here, be careful. Don't use column C. That's just for us human beings. Excel just wants to know what's the maximum for each one. So here I click on D2. Now I can drag. I don't have to shift click because it's very brief. Down to D6. Okay. That's it. Now I'm going to click OK. It's not going to work completely. Okay, I click OK, and I just get the very first frequency. In the range 10 to 14, there are 4, but I don't get the rest. To get the rest, I click into the formula bar here, and notice very carefully a situation. E2 to E6, the entire range is selected. The active cell could be any cell in the range. It doesn't have to be the first one. But you have to be in data entry mode, formula entry mode. So you can see the formula box is active, and you can see that FX and the check mark and the X, that Batsu delete mark is all visible. Now in this condition, you hold down Shift and Control. I hold down the Shift and Control both, and while I'm holding them down, I type the Enter. And there we go. We have 4, 8, 5, 2, 1. All of the frequencies. Let me click outside, and we have our frequency table. Okay, there are some things to note about this. I'll take a little time. Hope I don't. We're off to 7 minutes. Okay, we just have to say it 10 minutes for YouTube. I'm going to take a little extra time on this one. Okay, first off, here we go. Notice if I click in any of these cells, notice up in the formula bar, you've got those little braces, those wavy braces up there. That means this is an array function. Now if I click into here, boom, and try to leave, I get this error message. Boy, it says I can't, an error message. Okay, what I have to do now is I have to hit the delete key, or this X will do the same. This X over here will do the same. Excuse me, not delete key, that won't work. Escape key. The escape key to get out of the entry mode. Escape to get out of entry mode without changing anything. If I want to make a change here, I have to change the entire area. Now I'm going to hit delete, and it's gone. Okay. I'm going to come back in again, hit my frequently used things. I'll come to frequency here. Okay, I'm going to put this in very quickly. We're almost out of time. Okay, to here. Right. Okay, then hit OK. Whoops, click in here. Shift, Control, Enter. Okay, 4, 8, 5, 2, 1. That's it. We're almost up on 10 minutes. So you now know how to enter an array function, the frequency function for quantitative data, to get a frequency table. In another video, we'll show you how to make a graph of this, how to make a histogram. Okay, goodbye and good luck with your frequency tables. Bye-bye.